Success is not a mystery, yet most people treat it like one. Every achievement, every fortune, every great story starts in one place, and that place is inside your own mind. It starts with a single spark, and that spark is desire. Nothing begins without it. But here's the truth most people never understand. Desire alone is not enough. You can wish for wealth, you can dream of success, you can even pray for it day and night, but none of it will come unless you transform that desire into something living, something that drives you forward with unstoppable force. Look back at every successful person you've ever heard of. They all started the same way, with a burning desire. Not a hope, not a wish, but an obsession that refused to die. The question is, do you have that? Do you have something inside you so strong that you would sacrifice sleep, comfort, and every excuse to make it real? Because that is the first step toward everything you want in life. But desire alone is not the destination. Without a plan, desire is nothing more than a dream. And dreams without action die. You've seen people who want success, but never get it. Do you know why? Because they think wanting something badly enough is all it takes. It's not. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who decide. And decision is the turning point of every life. There comes a moment, a single moment, when you look yourself in the eye and say, "This is what I want, and I will not stop until it's mine." That is the moment when the universe begins to move in your favor. But most people never make that decision. They hesitate, they doubt, they quit. And when you quit, you hand victory to defeat. What separates the winners from the losers is not luck. It's not intelligence. It's persistence backed by a definite plan. Think about it. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before he created the light bulb. 10,000! Most people give up after one or two failures, but Edison didn't stop. He said, "I didn't fail. I found 10,000 ways that didn't work." That's the mindset of a winner. Now listen carefully, because this can change your life. The greatest enemy of your dream is not the economy. It's not competition. It's not bad luck. It's you if you quit. The world will test you. It will push back. It will throw failure in your face to see if you're serious. But here's a truth you must never forget. A quitter never wins, and a winner never quits. I want you to imagine this. You have a burning desire to build wealth, to create a life of freedom. That's good. But if you don't build a plan, if you don't take that first step, your dream will rot in the graveyard of wasted potential. And let me warn you, defeat is sneaky. It comes dressed as bad luck, as temporary failure, as rejection. Most people accept it and walk away. They call it fate. But it's not fate. It's a test. Every failure is asking you one question. How badly do you want this? The ones who pass the test are the ones who never stop building new plans when the old ones fail. Henry Ford didn't have the best education. There were 1,000 men smarter than him. But Ford became a legend because he created a plan and stuck to it. When others laughed at him, he was not the smartest man in the world, but he had something greater: persistence. The truth is, your future depends on the soundness of your plan and the strength of your desire. Combine those two with persistence, and nothing can stop you. But remember, no one builds success alone. Every fortune ever created was the result of combined minds working in harmony. That's why in the next part, I'm going to reveal a principle so powerful that millionaires guard it like a secret. It's the reason why some people rise from nothing to everything, while others stay stuck forever. When you understand it and apply it, you will have a weapon more powerful than luck, more powerful than talent, and more powerful than any obstacle standing in your way. You now understand that desire is the starting point of all achievement. But desire without action is like a fire without fuel. It dies out. The bridge between wanting something and having it is a plan. A clear and definite plan that moves your dream from imagination into reality. Most people fail not because they lack ambition, but because they lack a roadmap. They wake up every day wishing, hoping, but never deciding what steps they will take to turn their goals into something they can touch and feel. When you create a definite plan, something remarkable happens. Your mind begins to organize itself around that plan. Your decisions become sharper. Your energy becomes focused. Instead of drifting like a ship without a rudder, you begin to move with purpose. And purpose, backed by desire, is a force that nothing can stop. But let me tell you the truth that very few people want to hear. The first plan you make will probably fail. Yes, it will. Maybe the second one too. Maybe the third. Most people meet failure and quit because they mistake temporary defeat for permanent failure. It isn't failure that destroys dreams. It's quitting. Remember this. Every setback is only a signal that your plan wasn't right. That doesn't mean your goal is wrong. It simply means you need a better plan. Think of Thomas Edison again. 10,000 attempts to create the light bulb. Imagine the ridicule he faced. People said he was wasting his time. But Edison didn't stop because his goal was clear and his desire was unshakable. He kept creating new plans until one worked. That's the attitude you need if you want success. Here's another truth you must engrave in your mind. No man has ever built a fortune alone. If you think you can do everything by yourself, you're setting yourself up for failure. The greatest fortunes ever accumulated were created by alliances of minds, working together in harmony. When two or more minds come together with a common purpose, something magical happens. They create what I call a third mind, an invisible force that holds more power than the individual minds combined. This is the mastermind principle, and it is one of the greatest secrets to wealth ever discovered. You must surround yourself with people who bring experience, knowledge, and imagination, people who believe in your vision and want to see you succeed. But before you ask for their help, ask yourself this question. What will you give them in return? No intelligent person will work for nothing. Compensation doesn't always mean money. It could be an opportunity, a partnership, or even the fulfillment of a shared dream. Whatever it is, make sure the relationship is a fair exchange. That is how powerful alliances are built. Once you form your mastermind group, meet with them regularly, at least twice a week if possible. Why? Because plans are living things. They need to be nurtured, improved and refined. And never forget this. Harmony is the glue that holds your alliance together. Without harmony, your plan will collapse like a house built on sand. Now let's talk about persistence, because without it, everything else is meaningless. Temporary defeat is the most common experience in life. Every person who has ever achieved greatness has walked through the valley of failure. Some people stay there and never leave. Others use that valley as a lesson and keep moving forward. Which one will you be? Henry Ford faced failure more than once. He didn't just fail at the beginning of his career. He faced setbacks even after achieving success. Yet each time he created a new plan, adjusted his strategy, and pushed forward. That is why his name is remembered while thousands of others have been forgotten. There is no shame in failing. The only shame is in quitting. A quitter never wins, and a winner never quits. Write that down. Put it somewhere you can see every day. Let it burn into your mind until it becomes part of you. Some people think that only money can make money. That is a lie. Money by itself is nothing. It cannot move, think, or create. The real power lies in ideas, ideas backed by desire, organized into plans and executed with persistence. Every dollar that has ever been earned started as an idea in someone's mind. Your thoughts are the architects of your destiny. Feed them with clarity, faith, and purpose, and they will shape your reality. But there's another truth I want you to understand. Opportunities are everywhere, but most people are blind to them. Why? Because they have trained themselves to see only limitations. They look at obstacles instead of possibilities. If you want success, you must retrain your mind to see beyond the barriers. Begin to ask yourself, what can I do right now with what I have? The moment you start thinking that way, doors will open. Here's the final point for today. Success is not an accident. It is a deliberate act, a choice backed by a burning desire, a definite plan, and relentless persistence. You cannot drift into wealth, and you cannot stumble into greatness. You must decide what you want, plan how to get it, and keep moving forward no matter what stands in your way. Now, I want you to hold this thought in your mind. As we move forward, every fortune started with an idea. The only thing separating you from the life you desire is the decision to act. In the next part, we are going to explore something so powerful that it will change the way you think about opportunity forever. This is the point where your dream begins to take on life. Are you ready? Because your future is waiting for you to claim it. When I first came to understand the incredible power of organized planning, I realized that no one ever achieves great success alone. Every fortune, every monumental achievement, every towering enterprise has behind it more than one mind. The truth is simple. One brain, no matter how brilliant, cannot hold the combined wisdom, imagination, and resourcefulness of many. That is why you must create alliances. Carefully chosen partnerships built on harmony and shared purpose. This is the essence of what I call the Mastermind principle, a secret so powerful that it has created empires for those who understood it and left failure for those who ignored it. Let me tell you something most men never grasp. Ideas require power to grow, and power comes from association. When two or more minds come together in a spirit of absolute harmony, a third mind is formed, a mind greater than the sum of its parts. This invisible force becomes the guiding intelligence that can lead you to riches beyond imagination. Many dismiss this truth because they think success is a solitary pursuit. They cling to the illusion that they can do everything themselves. But listen to me carefully. No man ever became a giant without standing on the shoulders of others who shared his vision. If you doubt this, look at the stories of the great industrial kings, the men who built railroads across continents, who brought electricity into every home, who gave you the automobile that transformed civilization. Do you think they worked alone? No, they built networks, councils, boards, groups united by one burning purpose. And every time these men stumbled, and believe me, they stumbled more than you can imagine, they did not quit. They did not fold their hands and whisper that fate had been unkind. They rebuilt. They created new plans, better plans, sounder plans, and kept marching forward. You see, most people never fail because of lack of opportunity. They fail because they lack persistence. They give up at the first sign of defeat. Temporary defeat comes to test your resolve. It is life's way of asking, how badly do you want this? And most answer that question by quitting. But the few, the rare few, answer it by saying, I will never quit. That is why they rise to heights others only dream about. Let this sink deep into your mind. A quitter never wins, and a winner never quits. This is not a mere phrase. It is a law as certain as gravity. No man is ever defeated until he accepts defeat in his own mind. Now, let me tell you something you may not like to hear. Your first plan will probably fail. In fact, your second and third may fail as well. Does this shock you? It should not. Edison failed 10,000 times before he gave the world the incandescent lamp. 10,000 failures. But he understood something vital. That every defeat was simply an error in planning. A lesson to guide him closer to success. He rebuilt, tried again and again, and at last he triumphed. That same principle will work for you if you will let it. When your plan fails, do not curse your luck. Do not sigh and blame circumstances. Instead, look your failure in the face and say, "You are nothing but a temporary obstacle. I will find another way." Then build a new plan better than the last. And if that fails, build another. Continue until you succeed. For the law of averages will be on your side if you persist long enough. Millions of men live in misery because they never took the time to build sound plans, or because they surrendered when those plans collapsed. Do not join their ranks. Rise above the weakness that enslaves them. Henry Ford did not create an empire because of superior intelligence. He was not the most educated man of his time. In fact, thousands of men had more schooling than he did. Yet most of those men lived and died in poverty. Why? Because they lacked a definite plan and the persistence to carry it through. Ford had both, and that is why his name lives on as a symbol of industrial power. Your achievement will never rise higher than the soundness of your plan. This may seem obvious, but millions ignore it and wonder why fortune eludes them. A weak plan, or no plan at all, is the root of nearly all poverty. And when your plan breaks down, as it surely will at times, remember this truth: temporary defeat is not permanent failure. It is simply an invitation to begin again, this time with more wisdom. If you will accept this truth, you will be unstoppable. There is another truth I must impress upon you. Harmony in your mastermind alliance is everything. If you create a group, yet allow jealousy, suspicion, or conflict to poison its spirit, your alliance will fail, and so will you. Harmony is the heartbeat of the mastermind. Without it, your plans will collapse like a house built on sand. So choose your allies wisely, offer them fair compensation for their efforts, and maintain perfect understanding between every member. Your fortune depends on it. Now let me share something that will ignite your spirit. The moment you truly ally yourself with other minds, united in faith and purpose, you will feel a strange surge of confidence. Ideas will flow faster, obstacles will shrink, and opportunities will multiply. Why? Because you will have tapped into an unseen power at EA, power that has been the hidden force behind every great fortune ever amassed. This power does not belong to the few. It is available to you if you will use it. But understand this: all the alliances, all the plans in the world will not save you if you lack one essential quality: persistence. This single virtue is the hinge on which all achievement turns. Without it, even genius will fail. With it, even mediocrity can scale the heights. I tell you now, and I tell you with all the force of truth, you will face obstacles, delays, discouragement, and sometimes crushing defeat. But if your desire burns bright enough, if you refuse to quit, nothing on earth can keep you from your goal. Nothing. And so I say to you, build your plans, unite with other minds, and resolve that you will never surrender to temporary defeat. Write this sentence where you can see it every day. A quitter never wins, and a winner never quits. Read it before you sleep, and when you rise in the morning, let it be the first thought that enters your mind. For this truth, if you live by it, will carry you through storms, through darkness, through every trial, and at last into the sunlight of victory. There is one more truth that separates those who succeed from the vast majority who fail. That truth is simple, yet it strikes fear into the hearts of the weak. Success demands endurance. Life will test you. It will push you to the edge of doubt. It will tempt you to abandon your dream, and it will whisper that your efforts are in vain. But those whispers are lies. They come to every man who aspires to greatness. Your task is not to silence them, but to ignore them and march forward with unwavering faith. You may wonder why life seems to place obstacles in your path when all you want is a chance to succeed. The reason is this: every great prize carries a price, and that price is paid in persistence, courage, and the refusal to surrender. Opportunity does not reveal itself to the faint-hearted. It unveils its face only to those who prove themselves worthy through struggle. Every failure, every setback, every moment of doubt is a test of your faith, your patience, and your desire. Those who endure win. Those who quit perish. Now let me speak to you of desire, for it is the starting point of all riches. Without it, no plan will live, no alliance will last, no dream will ever see the light of day. But desire alone is not enough. It must be definite, burning, and unyielding. It must become an obsession so fierce that every fiber of your being cries out for its fulfillment. When you reach that state, when your desire burns so hot that nothing can extinguish it, then and only then will you summon the power to overcome every obstacle. Perhaps you have heard it said that money makes money. That is a lie that has destroyed more dreams than poverty ever did. Money is but a tool, a lifeless thing. It cannot think, cannot act, cannot move toward you on its own. But desire, transmuted into faith and expressed through sound plans, can summon money as surely as the earth summons rain. Do not believe for a moment that wealth is reserved for the few who already possess it. Wealth is reserved for the few who demand it, who plan for it and who never retreat until it is theirs. Consider this truth. Every fortune begins with an idea, not with labor, not with luck, not even with money, but with an idea. A simple, intangible thought that takes root in a fertile mind and grows into plans, and then into reality. Your mind is the workshop in which those ideas are forged. Guard it well, feed it with faith, nourish it with persistence, and arm it with a definite plan. Then watch as the invisible becomes visible, as dreams become dollars, as visions turn to victories. I will tell you something else, and let it burn into your soul. No man is ever defeated until he accepts defeat in his own mind. No circumstance, no loss, no criticism, no storm of adversity can defeat you unless you surrender. And the only surrender that matters is the surrender of your will. As long as your will remains unbroken, as long as you refuse to quit, you are invincible. Remember this when the night seems darkest, when friends turn away, when failure knocks at your door. These are the moments that separate the ordinary from the extraordinary, the weak from the strong, the dreamers from the doers. If you would rise to greatness, you must learn to welcome temporary defeat as a teacher, not a tyrant. For defeat will show you where your plans are weak, where your strategy is flawed, where your effort is lacking. Thank it for its lesson, then send it on its way and begin again. Build new plans, forge new alliances, strengthen your faith, and march forward with renewed resolve. This is the way of all who win. There is no other. Let me remind you once more of a principle that has lifted more men to wealth than any other, the principle of the mastermind. Surround yourself with minds that inspire you, that challenge you, that strengthen your courage when doubt creeps in. Build relationships on trust and harmony, for without harmony, your alliance will crumble. Offer value to those who join you, for no man will labor for nothing. And then meet often, share freely, plan boldly, and let the combined power of many minds drive you toward your goal with irresistible force. Alone you may falter. Together you will conquer. Before I close, I want you to engrave these words upon your heart. Ideas are forces more powerful than armies, more enduring than empires. They do not die when the men who create them die. They live on, shaping the world for generations. And the idea that has taken root in your mind, the idea of wealth, of freedom, of achievement, is as real as the ground beneath your feet. Do not doubt it. Do not betray it by weakness or fear. Guard it, feed it, and fight for it until the last breath in your body. For if you do, that idea will one day reward you beyond your wildest dreams. I have walked the path I am asking you to walk. I have known failure, ridicule, hunger, and doubt. I have stood where you now stand, looking at a mountain that seemed impossible to climb. And I tell you now, as one who has reached the summit, that the climb is worth every step. For at the top lies not only wealth, but something far greater. The knowledge that you have mastered yourself, that you have bent circumstance to your will, that you have proved to the world and to yourself that you are a man of power, a man of purpose, a man who refused to quit. So go now and do the thing you have longed to do. Begin today, this very hour. Form your plans, write them down. Join forces with those who share your vision, and pledge to yourself that you will never give up. Burn the bridges behind you. Leave no room for retreat. Demand of life what you want, and do not rest until life yields it. This is the price of success, and the reward is beyond measure. Remember always, a quitter never wins, and a winner never quits.